Hi, thanks for joining me today on Susan's Cozy Kitchen. I'm making a delicious and easy 4-ingredient peach cobbler. Come on along with me and let's get started. Now the first thing, I have my oven back here preheating to 350. Next thing I'm going to do is just spray my 9x13 pan with some spray, and I'm going to coat it all over, especially the sides because I don't want it to stick there too much, and then just a little spray across the bottom, nothing crazy. So that's sprayed. If you don't want to use a spray like that, if you have a pump spray or you would rather use butter, that's fine too. I'm going simple, quick, and easy today and using the spray. Now, I did make a mistake when I went to the store earlier. These are sliced peaches. These are peach halves. So, that's not a bad thing. It just means that I need to cut these peach halves. And I'm going to slice these into thirds. And then back in, here they go. Now I'll add these peaches. I like a peach cobbler, so I do have a larger can and a smaller can of peaches in here. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I'm going to stir that in so that the flavor gets all through here. And then you do this. You just very carefully sprinkle your cake mix over it. And this is a butter yellow cake mix. One of my, I like the butter yellow. I think it just has a really good flavor and is very tasty in this recipe. But you can use just a plain yellow, a plain white. I'm taking my fingers and very carefully spreading the cake mix over the top of the peaches. Now notice I am not mixing it in, I'm just smoothing it out because you don't want to mix them. Whatever you do, do not mix your cake mix with your peaches and the syrup. This is a very easy, almost foolproof dessert, but you've got to do 3 things. You have to buy peaches in heavy syrup. That's number 1. Number 2, you do not mix the peaches and the cake mix. You put the cake mix over the top, you level it, and you leave it alone. And then the 3rd, slice your very cold butter into thin slices and cover the top of the cake mix. It's been in the refrigerator this whole time, staying cold. Going to open it up, and I'm going to slice this super thin. Slice it as thin as you possibly can, and then put it on top of your cake mix, just like that. And you want it to touch all the way across. You want your pieces of butter touching as closely as possible, and you want to cover the top of your cake mix as best you can with your butter. Do not use margarine, use real butter. It doesn't matter if it's salted or unsalted, that's up to you. I personally like salted because I always feel like something sweet needs a little bit of salty, but unsalted butter is just fine also. I'm going to keep slicing and covering the top of this. I'll be back with you in just a minute. So there is the butter covering the cake mix. And I like to give credit where credit is due. I learned about this recipe, or how to make peach cobbler this way, by a co-worker of my husband's. Thank you, Jim, for the inspiration. He does his a little bit differently. He doesn't use the vanilla extract. but he does use a can of cherries in with the peaches to make his cobbler. And now it's time for me to put this into the oven. Have it preheated at 350, and I will just cook this until the top is done. Okay, here we are. It's been about 50 minutes. I've taken this out of the oven. It looks absolutely scrumptious, and I cannot wait to serve up a bowl, top it with some whipped cream, and have dessert. As always, the full recipe, instructions, ingredients, tips, tricks, you name it, are in the description box below. Please be sure and check that out. While you're there, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure and give it a big thumbs up. If you've not already, please do subscribe. While you're there, ring the notification bell so that you find out every time I upload a new video to YouTube. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells fantastic. It's time to brew some coffee and have dessert. Thank you for joining me today. God bless.